is going to happen tomorrow. The most prestigious, most talked about, and arguably the biggest awards gala night for the year 2024 is underway in a few hours. And ladies and gentlemen, who wins Artist of the Year? Who wins Artist of the Year? Who wins Artist of the Year? All right. Now, okay, calm down. Okay, calm down. And as you can tell, once the nominations came out, this has been the euphoria in the entire country and, of course, globally as well. Pockets of conversations going on across all platforms, and we are going to continue this morning right here in the studio. So a round of applause to yourselves for coming.
Absolutely.
And all right, thank you. And this morning, I have the privilege of doing this with the one and only AJ Okwoko-Sapo.
Hi, Cookie.
A round of applause for AJ. AJ,
yes.
It looks like we are in for trouble.
No, it really is. It's a situation because the fan armies are here and are going to argue out who they think deserves to be Artist of the Year based on their idols and the people that they support and are rooting for. So we have a lot of fan armies represented today. But tomorrow night, the Silver Jubilee of the TGMAs, the Telecel Ghana Music Awards, will be alive with the vibrancy, the eclectic, the diverse aspect of the Ghanaian music and our culture, which has been featured over the last 25 years, from traditional to Afropop to high life to gospel to Afrobeats, amongst many others. And tomorrow, the most deserving artists will be walking away with that plaque, that coveted plaque, and hopefully we will finally put to rest who wins Artist of the Year.
Beautifully put by AJ. Thank you very much for that one. Now, the battle started yesterday on our Twitter Spaces, powered by 3 Entertainment. Pundits were on there, Baba Sadiq. I mean, they just didn't want to stop. It was close to 11. It was close to 12 midnight.
And still, people didn't want to stop it.
So this morning, it looks like we may be able just to put matters to rest before we get to the main activity tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause to all our pundits in-house. DJ Slim is in the house. Adam Chotome is also in-house. And later on, we'll be joined by a lot more just to put to rest the arguments about who wins Artist of the Year. But one more time, can we just ask who wins Artist of the Year? Gospel, Nyanya Botre.
Well, on that Nacee note, Nacee will be joining us on stage.
Let's do it for the one and only Nacee. Good to have you, Nacee.
Thank you for coming. Please, take a seat, take a seat.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, let's do it for Nacee. One of the most respected, most versatile, most loved gospel artists in the country. What can't he do was the very first question I asked him 2 weeks ago. It looks like Nacee can do everything when it comes to music. But congratulations.
Thank you.
4 nominations, including Artist of the Year. We've got less than 48 hours to go. You've attended too many interviews, talked too many times. But has it changed for you what you're picking tomorrow? Has anything changed?
Not really, because I know even Beam Nation is even voting for Nacee. So.
Hey! Hey!
But they started because they love me so much, you know.
So you think Beam Nation is even rooting for you?
It's like a politician sharing T-shirts.
Oh, wow.
You know, everybody will wear some.
That's true.
But when they get to the
box, they know who they are voting.
They know where their heart is.
So, AJ, the last time we had a conversation with Nacee, this is what he said. He said he thinks it is time for all the other nominees in the category to tell their fan armies or their fan bases that it is time for Nacee. He's the godfather.
Right.
Are you still standing by that?
Of course. That is where the news is.
Okay.
I mean, it's not strange. If Stonebwoy gets Artist of the Year, it's not news.
Okay.
Because he has won it before.
Okay.
And Sarkodie and others, they've won it before. So where the news is now is Nacee winning Artist of the Year.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, but some would argue, AJ, that the sweetness of the pudding is in the eating.
Absolutely.
And you know, when it comes to music, numbers really matter.
Oh, yes.
Nacee, so for your announcement, most of these fan armies have database of numbers that they argue with. DJ Slim is here, Adam is here this morning. And just to go over a few of the nominees in your category, Kim Promise, for instance, well, the numbers are telling us that he's got 27.4 million streams on Spotify, 16 million streams on Apple Music, 46.1 on Boomplay, 30.6 on Audio Mac. Do you have your figures? Have you taken a look at your figures?
Yes, my figures are tight.
What are they saying?
You are reading it. You just read somebody's own.
So I want you to tell us what yours to say.
I don't have it
we are
here.
working-
so
okay, you don't have
yes.
it here.
But
But
in
what are
terms
your
of
numbers
the
looking
numbers,
like? Yeah.
Oh, but
They're
this,
high.
I mean, as Stonebwoy's
Kim Promise.
numbers is quite, I mean, good.
Yeah.
And my numbers is also very, very huge. I mean, looking at the year and the review, the kind of attention that, I mean, we were able to pull for ourselves as Asida and Nacee Music, it was really huge. Yes, I think Asida is in a year, almost on YouTube, is almost get close to 10 million.
Wow.
Yes, and most of the nominees over there comes nowhere close to
Close
my
to 10
numbers.
million.
So.
AJ has got so many questions for you as well.
No,
AJ.
but coming through to the year under review, Asida being honestly a breakthrough hit that resounded everywhere. I think from both secular to gospel camps, everyone thoroughly enjoyed it. But apart from that, what else would you highlight has set you apart from all the other contenders for Artist of the Year?
It's the uniqueness. You know, but sometimes, you know, if you're an artist and there are so many things which you need to make sure you project out there. And you have to be unique in all ways. I'm not saying my colleagues, they are not unique in their ways. But, you know, being the only gospel artist to among, like a lions.
Yes.
You know, and I mean, swallowing them, it's quite something that everybody should just applaud. And, you know, because normally we're mostly gospel musicians or gospel music in Ghana is more like the minority.
Right.
So if the minority, which we don't have the huge fan base, and we're able to pull this kind of numbers, is something that everybody should, you know, yes.
Absolutely.
We're extending the conversation. Of course, our pundits are in-house. DJ Slim, who is a radio personality, and of course, entertainment journalist Adam is also here. DJ, what would you say are the chances of Nacee, especially when it comes to Artist of the Year?
Just like my name, Slim.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I'm
wow.
just being
Was
honest.
it just like my name, Slim?
Yes,
Explain.
I'm just being honest. Although I'm a big Nacee fan, I love his music, I love his artistry. He's just one very, very creative artist, one of the most creative artists that we have in the industry. But I feel, you know, the year and the review he performed, I mean, the category clearly defines it as, and I'd like to read.
Please read.
It says the Artist of the Year, if we are talking about the Artist of the Year category,
Right.
it says the Artist of the Year is adjudged by the Academy Board and the general public as the artist with the highest audience appeal and popularity the year under review. And the person or the artist must have a hit single, EP, or an album. Now, let's do the first ticking of the boxes.
Okay.
Is Nacee that popular?
He is.
Yeah, he is. So how are we going to break down popularity? It has to be with respect to the releases and how popular the releases were, and also activities around the release. So we can clearly define it as, or we can score them 50% each. How many streams does Nacee have on his single? Is it on Spotify? How well is it doing on Spotify, iTunes, Audio Mac, and YouTube Music, and all the rest? We can put that, we can score that 50%. And activities around Nacee's song. Looking at Kwame Eugene, looking at Kim Promise, looking at Stonebwoy, and the rest in the category, you realize that activities around the songs. KP did well with just Terminator. Before he had follow-ups, the Perfect Combi, and all the other songs coming in. He had so many activities around it. As against Asida, of which I saw on social media, and I would like to put that one also in the releases popularity level, where, you know, on TikTok he had renditions, people coming in and doing renditions of the song, which also gave him a certain level of popularity. The year and the review, there's very little that Nacee did with respect to events and shows around.
No, but I'll cut you there because in 2023 is when you did a cupboard
Cupboard.
Yeah,
Yes.
cupboard
Yes.
experience.
cupboard
Yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
which was spectacular.
Yes.
It was different.
That is one out of a lot that Kim Promise did, a lot that Stoneboy did.
But when you talk
a
of-
lot of events
many?
around Saturday.
But if you
But-
talk about
yeah.
featuring on shows as well, I'm pretty sure there are very little platforms that Nacee did not perform on.
Exactly.
Okay, so now
From private events, I'm sure.
now let's go back to activities,
Uh-huh.
and then how big those activities were, explosion-wise. So I'll pick Kim Promise, and Kim Promise fans, I'll big up to you guys. Listen, Kim Promise, the year under review, decided to charter a path and create a new market for Ghanaian music. When I say this, the Asian market had been a virgin market for Ghanaian music.
But that happened in
that was-
2024.
So I'm just saying. I'm
So
just
do you
saying.
count that in
No,
the
you
year under
cannot.
review?
I'm just saying.
It's not under the-
Let me land,
Okay,
please. Please, let me land.
Please, land.
So, when we are looking around activities, that is what the type of activities I'm talking about. I'm talking about explosion-wise, how the song or the artist was able to create a new path or extend even the existing path. So, when we look at somebody like Stoneboy, the year under review, his show at Accra Sports Stadium, right?
The Beam
For
concert.
The Beam concert. For an artist to single-handedly pull that number of people into a single place, he has extended the conversation of artists filling auditoriums.
Okay.
Now we're looking at filling stadium. Then you can score him on that. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that is what I'm saying about Nacee. That I mean, he could have done a lot, or he did a lot, but then the magnitude of the events that he's or the stages that
Can
he's
I
stepped
just ask a question?
Feel free.
If the Beam natives are here, if Stoneboy filled the stadium with that number that we saw, and Nacee also performed in 1,000 local churches, reaching the same number of people, wouldn't you equate it to the same popularity?
So now, it gets back to the number. We are getting back to the numbers again.
Okay.
We are looking at a 40 or 45,000 capacity sports stadium.
Okay.
How many auditoriums do we have in the country that have that capacity? How many do we have?
But if-
so
okay.
we are talking about, let's say 1,000, 45. Do we have records of that? Do we have records of that? If we
going.
don't have records of that, then it can't be proven in the law court. Adelaide.
But the man himself is here.
So yeah, so
So-
we asked him when we started the conversation. We asked him that, do you even have numbers to back?
Okay. So
So
you think
unless
that...
Nacee tells us right now
Okay.
that I performed at Bethel Church at Sotuom, and it's 1,000 capacity auditorium.
Okay.
From there, I went to Kaswa. Unless he does that,
All right.
we here we know. We know
Let's pick Adam's thoughts on this one as well. Adam, take the microphone. Oh, you're mic'd? Okay.
I think when it comes to Nacee's chances, I mean, you can do very well as an artist, but the competition you are fighting against is where the challenge is. I mean, it is why he's a sole gospel artist in that category. It tells us that in the year under review, he was the gospel artist who worked hard the most.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he's come into a competition with others who have also worked maybe far above him because of a certain leveraging factor. Because there are so many things these artists have been able to leverage on to amplify the things they did. And I mean, activities they embarked on. And if you even look at the conversation on social media, I mean, there are those in the gospel, those who are blaming some industry players in the gospel fraternity. Nino, I know he will come, he's around here. They are blaming them that they are not amplifying Nacee the most, which tells us that that amplification mechanism for him is not that strong. And unfortunately, those he's competing with have those amplification mechanism. And it's like election.
Okay.
It is not just the day we are voting, but it starts with the registration, which is ending today. You understand? So if from the year under review, your amplification mechanism isn't that strong, and it gets to the final day, it becomes very difficult for you to, roll over those who have had.
You're being too political. Address the elephant in the room. Oh, talk about the table of men.
No. If I may, I honestly feel like sometimes we are a little unfair to the gospel fraternity.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. Because Nacee, as an artist, has basically, I'm not sure which church you didn't perform in the year.
Yeah, he did fantastic.
And
That's why he's the only gospel artist.
Even in the clubs, they were playing
Cookie, if I may. And because I feel that the secular music is louder.
Yeah.
We have bloggers, we have a lot of ability to push a lot more. But if you look at the numbers, how many percentage of Ghanaians are Christian? And if every Christian basically has one point in time listened to, worship with Asida, then those numbers far outweigh probably anything else.
You see, when it comes to when it comes to
oh, Nacee, I'm not saying it for you.
What you said is when they have worship with Asida.
Because I'm sure at the New York jump to Asada.
I'm coming here. When you look at, I remember I was on a trip.
Even DJ Slim plays Asida. DJ Slim, you play Asida all the time. So what are you talking about?
But you are talking about this where the category definition comes in with artists of the year. It's not just about the popularity of the song. That's why we have a song category, which is the most popular song of the year, which has a certain definition parameters.
Right.
But the artist of the year is a combination of different factors which goes beyond just the song. That is where the problem lies. So when you look at some of the most important elements, the song must first get you in there. And it's in there with a song. Now, when it happens with a song, there is an audience appeal. Now, how do you get to find the audience appeal? The audience appeal is based on your quality to attract numbers. And the numbers is, generic. How do you get the numbers? Activations come in. Performances come in. Certain activities come in.
Okay.
And aside that, the streams, which is from the record, also come in as the artist. Now, when you put all of these parameters here, you go to one side of the definition, which talks about a possibility of somebody winning that category, and it says person with most nomination. Okay. Now, if you look at that most nomination angle, I think Nacee has 4.
Adam, if I'll catch you in there, okay.
I want to say that, yes, in the gospel fraternity, he's done so well, but unfortunately, in the category, he's competing with others who are likely have gone ahead of him in terms of the various factors put together as the artist of the year.
Are we not creating a marking scheme that the secular have excelled at and using that marking scheme to now judge gospel artists? Are we not being a little... Because if the secular artists are the ones who have perfected social media, they've perfected the look and feel, they perfected putting out the stats, the videos, the pictures, and the gospel artists have been more focused on, going, ministering,
winning
helping
souls.
I think
touching people through the music as against through the branding.
AJ.
And then we now use the branding that the secular music have perfected to now judge artists such as Nacee. Are we not being a little unfair on that point?
The gospel artists also have the chance. Don't forget, nobody is stopping anyone.
But
gospel artists also have the chance to do what secular artists are doing. Joe Metal in June.
Do we not frown on
I'm coming. Joe Metal in June. No,
if they did that.
In June, Joe Metal is about to organize a show at the Accra Sports Stadium.
Yes.
Okay.
Stoneboy did a show at the Accra Sports Stadium.
Yes.
No one stopped Joe Metal going in there.
Yes.
That aside, there are other gospel events around the world which nobody stops an artist from doing. Nacee himself, in the Yanda Review, played in the Dominion Auditorium in the UK.
Yeah.
So they also have the chance. There have been shows where secular artists and gospel artists have performed. You understand? So it's not the doing of anybody, but it's the ability to unlock certain plugs and further, add more to your commercial value by going out of your way.
Now let's focus on something I'm really excited about, because tomorrow, please say I'll come to you. Please say I'll come to you.
Hands up here.
Because we'll continue the panditry part, but I want us to focus on Nacee's craft.
Just one simple thing.
And music.
I believe the year and the review, Nacee, in all fairness, he worked extremely hard.
Of course.
I'm not here to downplay anything that he did. But we should also look at the Christian fraternity or the gospel fraternity and the mechanism that they use to push their music, which undoubtedly, I think 2 or 3 years back had been
was
was
very hard.
Extremely done by the table of men. we need to bring that into the conversation and how adamant they've been towards Nacee. That is one thing we should talk.
There's a confusion.
Yes. So
Who even created that table in the first place?
So let's understand the
So the
fact that
table of men will have a representative that will join
I'm
us,
just saying
and
that.
we'll
I'm
put
just
it
saying
to
that.
them
I'm
on
just
why
saying
they
that
haven't
the year
pulled through.
last year, PSA. I mean, if you really look at PSA's numbers, it's not really.
They didn't do same for Nacee.
Yes, it's not really
It's not
that
even
different
close.
from what Nacee is
All
doing.
right.
And the type of event or the stages that Nacee has mounted, it's not really that different.
Well, call him the 1,000.
Yes, he's been
whether
doing
you
it
like it
solo.
or yes.
He's been doing it solo. That's why.
Okay,
year
but
in,
but,
year
but
to
we'll come to you and we'll deal on that issue because
Yeah.
me myself I have graduates with them. But Nacee, Nacee, tomorrow night,
Yeah.
you will be mounting that stage and giving us a spiritual performance to blow away every other performance. What should we expect from you?
And to destroy all the other numbers.
I'm telling you.
You know, I've been on that platform for several times, and almost every time that we mount that platform, I mean, God does His own thing,
Absolutely.
and we know tomorrow is going to be another epic night. So I said the heavens will kiss the earth. So the majority should just come in and then see what will happen tomorrow.
Okay.
Now, and if I may, I want to quickly touch on the two other categories you nominated in: Gospel Artist of the Year, Gospel Song of the Year. That a lot of people are tipping you to walk away with.
Thank you.
Your views on that category, and do you see any other competition in there?
I believe all my gospel artists or sisters or friends are also even in support of me winning that category. So not really seeing them as competitors or competing with them,
just
or they
need to
competing with
accompany
me.
you
Yes, it's
for
more
you to
like,
win your
they are
awards.
coming to support.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Diana is even campaigning for me. PSC as well is also campaigning. So
Everyone is
for sure,
campaigning
everybody.
for you.
Yeah.
All right. The table of men can decide to not do it, but the other people will do it. A round of applause for Nacee. So you are going to be seeing him on stage performing to terminate the other numbers and to take you into the future 2025. Please, let's take a break. We will be right back.
We're coming along with the fan armies with some of the songs. We've gone through Beam Nation, we've touched on Black Sheriff, we've heard some Sarkodie, we've touched on some Kwame Eugene, and we'll still get into some King Promise, so the fan armies can jam as well. Nacee is featured in there, we'll get the fan army as well to jam along with it. So we are letting the fan armies have a good time while we also do this debate. Now joining us to get into a bit more conversation on what is Artist of the Year, or who walks away with what, especially. We have still here with us DJ Slim, we have Adam Mensah, and we finally have Ninoy representing Table of Men.
Where was he? Where were you when Nacee was here? Where were you?
I was around.
You're watching.
You left the gentleman to his fate.
No, I didn't live into this.
Are you sure?
Yes, I was somewhere else defending him, so I had to just wrap up quickly.
Well, the argument has been, and you heard them, DJ Slim and Adam, that you, Table of Men, I'm not even sure who created the table in the first place, but you haven't done enough for Nacee like you did for PSA Esther last year. Why are you laughing, Nino?
No, I think that where we are with this campaign, I think that it will be important to put that conversation, Table of Men conversation aside, and let's focus on how Nacee is going to win tomorrow.
They will not allow you.
No,
Look at DJ Slim's face.
DJ Slim wants to fight.
They've been wanting you all morning.
But why?
once you're
Okay,
here-
why does it feel like Table of Men has been relatively silent?
No, the most important thing is that the table has been pushing. I mean, if you go to
Is the table broken?
In what sense?
No, the table is not broken.
It's still there.
It's still there. Oh, if someone walks away from the table, it doesn't mean one leg is broken.
Behind him,
No,
like
no.
he said, you say
No, you are not here to discuss Table of Men.
Oh,
You are
but it's
here
part
to
of the
discuss
conversation.
Nacee for artists of the year.
Maybe
But
it can
it's
be
part
one.
of the
That's what I'm saying, that
conversation.
if you start the Table of Men conversation,
Because one-
then Nacee agenda. So
Well, one member is alleging
Nacee
that.
fans, are you here? And you want to know why they haven't done the
No,
same
no.
for
Because-
Nacee?
No.
Okay.
One member is alleging that some members went behind him. That's Frank Owusu, Frankie Five, went behind him to register the group without his knowledge. And
Oh, that's not
for
true.
the reason he's
That's
no
not
more
true.
part.
I'm telling you, that's not true.
You told him you're going to register.
No, I'm just hearing this for the first time. That's not
Okay,
true.
Nino,
It's
let's
Facebook.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just get to the
So
cracks
maybe-
of
let's
the
do the
matter.
cracks of the matter.
Tomorrow is the big day, and
It's the big
Nacee,
day.
of course, in the category of Artist
Yeah.
of the Year.
Yeah.
How is that looking like for him from where you sit?
I think that it's looking good. Maybe you don't see that it's looking good, but it's looking good. Nacee has worked the year under review. If you look at the year under review, he has one song, but that song, a lot of people have done versions of that song. You know, the DJ just played 2 or 3 versions of that song. And when you look at his performance sheets throughout the year, yes, Slim was talking about Stonebwoy filling the Accra Sports Stadium and all that. But you know something? The gospel artists, probably because they don't trumpet their works more. Nacee, he just left. But if you call him back, he give you a performance sheet. There's no Friday, Saturday, Sunday, weekend that he's sleeping. Moving from, sometimes he does 2 or 3 churches. He even went outside Ghana with a PACS star to do the YMEA in UK. He didn't end there. He did some tours in UK with the same Aseda song. Went to other European countries, did the same tour. And if you ask him, this has been one of his pushing elements in songs, one of the songs that's pushed him to do a lot. So I don't get it where we say he is in that position to be there. Audience appeal. I mean, when he came here, he did Aseda, everybody's here, son. What again do we define as audience appeal? This is enough audience appeal. Go and look at the streaming numbers. He's got it. Go and look at, even if you say activities, he had a show, Covered. And that Covered show, I mean, in the gospel space is outstanding because nobody has done drama and music together in the gospel. He was the one who was there. He's taking it to UK this year. And I understand after that you take it to Canada and all of that. So Nacee is doing a lot. And most of the times, my gospel people, and that's the major issue I have with our people, they don't trumpet their works well. They don't, but they are doing a lot within the space.
Okay. It feels like every time there's a gospel artist that has been put in Artist of the Year, there's been a deliberate agenda by the gospel fraternity as a whole, from Joe Metal to Diana Hamilton to PAC Esther. But it felt like when it was Nacee's turn, the fraternity as a whole wasn't as loud
and
as
vibrant.
they usually are. Because from churches to personal agendas to people's social media commentary to punditry, there's always a unified voice by the fraternity that everyone rally around this person. This is our guy in it. We need to make them win. And most often than not, that's what ends up going. I think PSS is the only one who, after the agenda, it didn't sway towards her. But then this particular year, which we expected that the gospel fraternity in one unified voice will push for Nacee, we didn't see that. What do you think has attributed to a relative silence on the gospel fraternity's part, especially for this one?
So I think that probably maybe what has contributed to that is, you know, when you look at the others that you mentioned, there was a campaign from their camps to help drive this agenda. And I don't know what I can say about Nacee's side, but I can't speak also for the fraternity. But from the people I've known or the pastors I talk to, the people I talk to behind the scenes, I encourage them to do it. Because I mean, today this morning I was even talking to one of the men of God or one of the people in the fraternity, and they didn't even know it's tomorrow. So maybe the bass is low. Maybe we could have amplified it more. But I believe that the fraternity has not left Nacee alone. I think that the fraternity has done much. There are other things that have shaped the agenda of the fraternity, but I think that the fraternity is there to support anybody who wants.
So that's when that's where I want to ask that moving forward. Slim, you don't agree, right?
I want to talk.
Wait.
Not agree for anything.
No, but let him come in and then I'll ask you my question.
He doesn't want to
Slim,
engage me.
you've been very different. Just ask your
Nino
question.
doesn't want to engage me because it's looking that, I mean, the politics involved right now is clear. You know, that the table of men is either they are not that in tune or they are not aligned to the Nacee agenda or they may be having some internal issues. Either which, I agree with what you said, that the gospel musicians themselves don't amplify their works that much. That is why I was happy when the table of men stepped in to, as it is, do some of these infographics that Stonebwoy or the Beam Nation put out there. They organized themselves. It's not coming from Stonebwoy's original camp. It's the Beam Nation. They decided to put it out there. KP and his people also decided to put their works out there. So the table of men, at that point in time, the dying moment is up to them to step up and amplify the works of Nacee. So Nacee was sitting right here. On where artists, shows do album, you understand? So the table of men will step in and say, hey, Slim, you are lying. if Stonebwoy did 45,000, equally, Nacee also filled these auditoriums that have these same numbers. You know, so the table of men, you are to be blamed if people don't see Nacee as a strong contender in the Artist of the Year category. The Artist of the Year category, yeah, for real, he is out of it. You guys can now, at this dying moment, concentrate on Gospel Song of the Year or Gospel Artist of the Year, of which I believe the gospel musicians themselves have collectively decided to support him in that agenda. But for the Artist of the Year, I think for now, you also, once you have this platform, you need to apologize to the gospel fraternity for
I
not
need to apologize to
yes,
the gospel.
on behalf of the table of men.
Well, you're a
apologize to
gospel
them.
promoter as
Yes,
well.
I'm a gospel promoter. That's what I'm saying. That for my end,
you need to apologize for me.
That's why I said for my end. I've been pushing it. I mean, I've been.
Nino, the table of
cannot
men have been
do the
inclusive
job.
in this campaign.
Hold on. From my social media and from back end, I've been pushing it. I've been
But
doing
you
the
see,
best I could do
one
for
man
Nacee.
cannot do the job. So
And
I
it
just
seems
want to
one
ask
of
you,
them is even fighting Nacee.
one of the table of men
Who
is
is
fighting
fighting
Nacee.
Nana Kwame.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That
He
you
even
see,
asking
leave
Nacee
all the
a gospel musician.
That's what I'm saying.
Are those facts that you have?
Oh, yeah.
Facts on the
Nacee
table.
It's
even
on social
confirmed.
media.
That's what
It's
I'm
on
saying.
social
That.
media
Yes,
that one of the table of men
yes,
is
it's
actually
on social
personally
media.
fighting Nacee.
Cookie, listen to
Ask
me.
him
Listen
whether
to me.
he's a gospel
Forget the
artist.
table today. Let's discuss Nacee.
They tell-
Let's make Nacee win tomorrow.
How-
After that,
but
we'll come
wait,
and open that
but
table
you are
again.
here telling us about how difficult it's been to promote gospel music, how you have been single-handedly doing it by yourself. So we want to understand what has been the difficulty. Because when it comes to Ghana, I mean, to promote things in Christendom should not be that difficult. We all go to church.
Oh, you think
we
so?
all sing gospel
Oh, you
songs,
think so?
yes.
You
So
think it
I'm
shouldn't be
asking,
difficult?
why has it been difficult for the Christendom to promote their own?
No, you think it's not being difficult?
So
Okay,
tell us why it is difficult.
let's run a normal TV3 program.
Okay.
And on the New Day, I watch
Right.
New Day.
Right.
You start with what? Gospel.
Yes.
Then within, what do you play?
Well, secular music.
Then at the end of the next show.
It depends on probably even the artist that comes for an interview on the day.
It could be
That's fine.
gospel.
But
Let-
we
let's
do
go.
our
No, no,
best.
let-
But we
let's
do
even
our
do-
best.
no,
Wait.
no.
Let me even defend that. But in the mornings, this new
There's a
group,
deliberate
it's not a new
agenda,
group.
Team Eternity.
Exactly.
There's a
Have
deliberate
you seen how many
agenda.
times we play Team Eternity on TV3 New
Oh,
Day?
that's fine.
When
Team
I see that
Eternity-
came out,
No,
even
no.
till today, do you
Let's
know
go.
how many times we have played? Celestine is
And-
always on our
and
shows.
even on
That's
PC,
fine.
Esther,
That's fine.
like
Let's
all
go.
of them.
No,
So
let's
that's
go.
not even
Every
a
program
good
starts with and
argument
ends
to
with
start
what?
with.
You have a 2-hour program.
No, but
listen.
it
Every
depends.
program. No, hold on. Let me finish.
Hold
You
on.
have a 2-hour program. You start with gospel, and the 1 hour whatever
So
minutes
then
is
I am
all-
asking
then
you.
then
Hold on,
fair-
AJ.
fair
Hold on,
play.
AJ. So I'm
these are some of
asking
the
you.
things that.
So
no,
Nino,
that's what I'm saying.
wait.
These are some
So
of the
I'm
things that-
asking if you've seen the gap, and if you've seen that this is what happens on TV stations, what are you doing to bridge the
Yes,
gap?
that's
And
what
what
I'm saying
has
that-
been the difficulty? Was my
God-
question.
God bless you.
Amen.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
that's
That.
the-
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
the motive of the
That's what I'm saying. That is why the table is there. That is why some group of individuals came together to help push this agenda.
And these two
this
are telling you that the table hasn't
let me
served
land.
the right meal for
Let
Nacee
me-
this year.
No, you
And
see-
they are asking, why
That's what I'm
is
telling
it
you
the
that,
case?
yes, you can
let me
admit
do some
that.
politics.
You can admit that. No, you can admit that there are issues with
What
the
I'm going
table.
to say
But
right
I've
now
said
will
that.
set you free.
But let me finish.
Okay.
Okay, you say, set me
Because
free.
tension has started
Set
now.
me free. Set me free.
Tension. It's
Listen.
tension.
I know some of let me choose my words right. I've heard some of the politics involved in this. And it's now time for Ghanaians to look at our artistry or our industry from the point of every musician, whether gospel, secular, is a musician in the first place. I think the gospel fraternity, most of them are, their adamant attitude towards Nacee stems from the fact that he's been able to jump into other circles or other types of music and then bounce back into gospel music. And that has been one of the things that they level against Nacee. But it's not just Nacee, so many artists, and it's music first. So if I can get into that category and draw them closer to God, you should appreciate me from that point of view. And that has been the politics involved when it comes to the table of men and their reclusion towards, Nacee and whatever his brand has to do. I set you free. Or if that's not the issue, then carry on it. Carry your own boat.
Because honestly,
I want to explain to that.
I think
You see-
they need to take the feedback because there was a certain
No, the feedback there.
reason that the table of men was set up, and this was part.
Yeah, this was one of the
Pushing the agenda of the gospel, regardless. So if the people for which you are doing this for feel that there is some level of organizational inertia setting in, I think you need to take it as a feedback. You yourself, you know that there are issues with some of the members and how they make their things towards. There have been times I've even spoken to you behind the scene about some of these that if you are for the artists and there's even something, don't fight them on social media. You can do that behind the scene because when it happens, it doesn't help. So take it as a feedback, reorganize, and come back stronger.
No, that's something.
Some of the members are fighting the artists on social media.
Oh, no, that's something that the feedback there is well taken. But you see, I want to set the record straight here. Say that the table of men is still for the gospel industry. That's the first thing. Yes, maybe per your analysis, you are not gone out and out to push for Nacee, per your analysis. But per me,
everyone's analysis.
Per everyone's analysis.
Yes. Because even Caleb Newboy
exactly,
said that even the nominee announcement.
You were not there.
Something that is usually.
You were not there.
Because I'm surprised that the table of men was not at nominee. You're almost always there.
No, there are a lot of reasons why nominees announcement, for instance. I can tell you, I was here at MG. We're shooting another show.
But that myself,
myself and Kwesi and we were shooting another show here at MG. But I'm saying that, you know, yes, I'll admit that probably there are some internal issues which one person has come out and resigned now, which we've all seen.
Oh, so you are confirming one person has resigned?
Oh, yeah, he's written on social media. He's come out to say that he's no more part. So, yes, there are internal issues which will affect some of these agenda driving and all of that. However, I think the table is so strong.
Do you need women on the table?
We are adding women.
You want to join? You
want to join?
I'm just asking a question. Do you need women on the table?
Yes, we need cookie tea on the table.
Okay. But I would like us to dovetail into what has been, I think, the biggest conversation on social media on Artist of the Year. It's been a two-member, basically, race between King Promise and Stonebwoy. Yeah. With both of them coming out with enough facts and figures to prove to the entire world that they really are deserving of the big nod tomorrow night. Now, where do you stand on who walks away with what?
Ninoy or DJ?
Let me start with Ninoy. Yeah. Now let's narrow it down. We're narrowing it down to two. Because the big conversation has been on two.
Or maybe three.
If we'll be honest.
Or maybe three. Nacee. King Promise.
Well, Nacee is now in the last few days become a central one. But we've done Nacee, and we've analyzed that, of which few people have different opinions on that. But when it comes down to Stonebwoy and King Promise, the majority of Ghanaians think that they are the most hotly contested for that nod. Who do you think is most likely?
I just pray that this majority of Ghanaians voted. I just pray that this majority of Ghanaians gave their figures to the industry people to vote. But for the two, I'll still add Nacee to be three. I still believe that it shouldn't be shortlisted to two. I mean, yes, I understand you have to shortlist and all of that, but I'm always against that shortlist because, I mean, maybe the SAC fans are doing something you don't know.
Okay, fine.
Maybe
give us political answers. It's okay. We'll take it. Adam.
Yeah, for me,
who's your take?
I mean, since I started the advocacy in December, that, I mean, for what Stonebwoy, it even started from 2022 with his activities. I mean, coming from the World Cup, Fun Park, and some of the events he was on outside Ghana. He brought that energy into 2023. And in the year under review, we had about 4 singles, released an album. And if it comes to shows, locally, he had about 23 shows. Internationally, he single-handedly organized album tours, 19 album tour shows outside Ghana. Then other international events, which are different from the album tours, he did about 12. I mean, one of those we cannot do away with was the Angelique Kudjo events, which was really, I mean, an important event when it comes to an artist getting a spotlight. Now, if you do away with that element, this is Artist of the Year. And Artist of the Year, we are talking about the ability to attract. And there is no way you can take CSR, corporate social responsibility, out of an ability to attract an audience to be a favorable part. Because CSR gives your brand a human face and makes people love you more. That is brand audience appeal. Now, if you come to the CSR, it has now moved from becoming a responsibility of companies from becoming business strategy. That is why most of the corporate institutions are heavily, including TV3, are heavily investing in CSR because it is a business strategy. Stonebwoy, within the year under review, went to the Western region, constructed 4 mechanized boreholes for the people as a result of the Galamsey activities. Now, in the year under review, he also adopted an autism center and visited an autism fund. That aside, organized breast cancer awareness campaign and screening, and paid for medical bills of widows. Now, at the end of the day, his level of nominations show the hard work he did in the year. He has enormous nominations, with 13 nominations. And finally, when it comes to all the events, he came to the house, that is the house of the scheme, to organize the biggest show in the event history. Now, finally, people are saying they were just 44,000. But don't forget that most of the 44,000 people there streamed, including media houses, for millions of numbers to watch. So if you quantify the rollover, it's so huge.
Slim, tell us who you think is getting Artist of the Year.
Please, I beg, if you people think I'm going to stand in for KP or anybody else, you are lying. I beg. I'm sitting on the fence when it comes to the Artist of the Year. Because I believe every single artist in there really worked the year under review. However, I would just say this for purposes of documentation purposes, that any artist who wins this year, it no be any artist where he really put in a lot of work. Can promise the year under review decided to put Ghana on the map by charting a path that I believe, through a song, that I believe, like I said earlier, it's a virgin market. 5,000 capacity sold out show in Nigeria. And before I get into that,
his event,
that's his event. His sold out event in Nigeria.
It was an event he performed on.
5,000 capacity. And you know how Nigerians are when it comes to Ghanaian music in their territory. For King Promise as a Ghanaian artist to enter that market and decide to let Ghanaians own that. I'm not saying he is my favorite, but I believe we should also look at him on that level. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, all right. Well, points well made. Now, Ajwa, I know a lot is being said on social media. What are the people really saying? Because Artist of the Year is actually trending now on social media.
Well, I mean, I think everybody has the, facts and figures put on social media. Everybody is rooting for whoever they're rooting for. Like we've heard here, every single person has their facts, except that for some, it's very visible. It's very clear that we can, pinpoint and say, this person did this person did that. Some, too, it is maybe. But every single person on social media has a voice. I'm just going to go through the comments that we have under the TV3 post. So we made a post and asked people that, who do you think is winning the Artist of the Year? So this one from Fico says, Charlie, make them give the thing to Kim Promise. Na kwana bredodo. Okay. Okay. Now this one says, Jonas Richman says, Stonebwoy's BIM concert at Accra Sports Stadium is bigger than Kim Promise's music career. Moving on, Constance also says, I love Stonebwoy a lot, but I think King Promise deserves it this time. Fifi Pascal says, no artist has won this category without an album or EP in the year under review. I stand to be corrected. Also, Kojo Prince Ghana says, definitely, there will be a king to the promised land of Terminators this weekend. Okay. Okay, Lawal also comes in saying that this voting thing is between SM fans and BIM natives. I don't know where SM came in this conversation, but because I'm surprised of the number of people choosing KP. KP deserves it though, but when you consider the body of work and international distributions, you have to give it to one God, hands down. One hit song can't win you Artist of the Year. This one says, why is the Gospel Fraternity not soliciting for votes for Nacee as they did in the past season with PSCA Esther? I'm sure you have the answer to that. Kim Promise deserves the Artist of the Year better than anyone in this category. Sarkodie, but make we take give Kim Promise from last year because he tried too much. This one says, Black Sheriff. We see, I feel Blacko got to take this one back to back. And then finally, we've got Kwame Eugene in there. These are just a few of the comments that are under the post, but there are a lot of people that, are rooting for their favorites. And I hope that he voted as well. well, because you know the social media trends are going to go on, the conversations will go on, but if you don't vote, you don't put in the work, you know, come tomorrow, whoever is going to take it is going to take it. So yes, that's what we have on that front.
Okay, well,
Ajwa, thank you very much for bringing us those updates
absolutely
from social media. Well, the armies are here.
Yeah.
We need to speak to you so you make a case for your various artists. So who are we starting with? Are we starting? Oh, yeah, we should start with Nacee. Where's the microphone? Pass the microphone to him. He wants to make a case for Nacee. Now, with all that you've heard, why do you think Nacee is still winning Artist of the Year?
So each fan army has 2 minutes to make their point, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Earlier when DJ Slim got opportunity, I listened to him struggle to go in circuitous to make a point on why Nacee, you know, doesn't come close in terms of. But you see, the irony of his presentation, I'm not trying to attack the, I know I respect the opinion he shared out there, was that apart from, you know, with the fact that he was able to put out there the popularity of the song and the impact it made out there, he still struggled to, you know, come against the fact that the popularity alone makes it carves a niche for the artist to be out there. Now, if you look at Nacee's numbers on socials or on the digital shops, you could see that as a gospel artist, this is the farthest a gospel musician could come in terms of numbers, unless anybody has any figures to the contrary. Because if you look at if you look at history, look at Joe Metal, look at the Hamiltons, look at their hit songs, look at what made them win the Artist of the Years in their respective years, their numbers are not matching to what Nacee has garnered in the past year. And if you look at, if people are talking about filling the stadium, filling whatever barrels and all that, look, let me tell you, if somebody goes for an auditorium like this, for say a capacity of 100 and is able to fill it, and another decides to go for a stadium and is able to fill it or nearly able to fill it, we look at the ability to have that 100% what capacity. All right. And if you look at Kavod, if you look at the impact, if you look at the impact Kavod made, Kavod was the program, the only program in the year and the review that Nacee, as a single artist, was able to have his own show without the support of any other. All the others who are able to fail or nearly fail the stadium, they have support from other artists. Talk to that influence as well. If you are able to go outside the country, London, whatever, Canada, and fill auditoriums.
Time up.
I mean, we are talking about Ghana Music Awards. We are not talking about London Music Awards.
Thank you so much.
So let's put to the conference of Ghana.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Right? It is Nacee. It is Nacee. Artist of the Year.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. You didn't tell us your name, though. You didn't tell us your name. You didn't tell us your name.
My name is Major.
Okay.
I'm representing Nacee family. I'm the president of Nacee family, official Nacee.
So let's go to Blacko. Blacko.
Yes.
Who's representing
Team Blacko. Team Blacko, are you here?
Yes,
Team
there he
Blacko.
is.
Okay, tell us your name.
So please say your name in 2 minutes. Make your point.
Okay, so my name is Sadi B, and I'm representing the Blacko tribe. So big shout out to the Blacko tribe and Black Sheriff himself. So this is why I feel like Black Sheriff deserved Artist of the Year. So considering the year under review, Black Sheriff played a show in Ghana. Yeah, he did the Zama Disco. He also did he sold out a 10K capacity in Zambia, which is clearly the highest audience appeal, right? Yes. And he also released a 2-track EP, which amassed 50 million across for DSPs on Spotify, Audio Magoon, Play, and YouTube. Yeah. And talking about popularity, in 2023, Black Sheriff garnered over 400 million streams alone on Audio Mac, which sum up to the popularity. And yes, he has been everywhere. You can see the demand for the Black Sheriff brand. Considering 2023, he played almost shows across Europe. He did Wireless Festival. He did Open Air. He did a lot of shows across Europe. So yes, this is why I feel like Black Sheriff deserved Artist of the Year. Okay. Yes, and I'll add this to it. People are saying donation and a whole lot. Donation doesn't mean Artist of the Year. Yeah, donation doesn't mean Artist of the Year. So what I was saying, Black Sheep deserve Artist of the Year. And in my opinion, we are all watching tomorrow. We are all looking for tomorrow. We are all hoping for the best. So, for me, Black Sheep deserve Artist of the Year.
Okay, so all right. Kwame Eugene, Team Kwame Eugene. So we're moving on to Team Kwame Eugene. Please introduce yourself. You have 2 minutes to make your point.
My name is Samuel Cohen. I'm representing Team Kwame Eugene. There are some, before I will speak to facts of Kwame Eugene, there have been some things that have been said here that I think it wasn't fair to we being here. That limiting the argument to 2 people. If the argument is limited to 2 people, we shouldn't have been caught in the first place. Okay. And most of the things that Mr. Adam said were in 2024 and shouldn't be.
No, I've not mentioned anything.
Wait, hold on. Let him. He has to finish.
It's a wrong narrative. I need to correct.
So he mentioned from 2023 through to 2024.
No, you mentioned donation. When was it? So let me speak to.
But let's speak to Kwame Eugene's.
Say you don't know.
Let's talk about Kwame Eugene.
Let's speak to Kwame Eugene's.
Save the time talking
Last
about
year,
Kwame
Stonebwoy
Eugene.
was in the Western region.
Adam.
No, Adam.
Okay.
Let's speak to Kwame Eugene's chances.
So I'm speaking to Kwame Eugene's chances. Kwame Eugene released an album which, to me, has done most on audio mark and boomplay more than most of the artists that they are saying, with the exception of King Promise, who has massive and crazy numbers. But the issue that I have with King Promise is that he had only Terminator doing very good. And for that matter, we can't say that you can win with only one song, because last year, Camido's this thing.
He had an EP. He had an actual album out, the 5-Star General album.
No, I'm talking about this year.
Okay.
This year, King Promise released. No. 5-Star won an album of the year last year. No.
Last year
5-Star won album of the year in the previous edition of. It was VGMA, right?
Yes.
So
just before.
This year it has to be Terminator and Perfect Combi. That is it.
Okay.
Yes. So you can't even compete with those 2 songs because Kwame Eugene has great numbers, and Stonebwoy has done so well. But then he was concentrating on winning Grammys more than.
Okay,
here in Ghana.
Let's speak to Kwame Eugene's chances as against the other artists.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm saying that the impact of Kwame Eugene.
Guys, tell us your last words why Kwame Eugene should be Artist of the Year.
Kwame Eugene should win Artist of the Year because Love and Chaos album has done massively well. Okay. And impact of Kwame Eugene on other artists is visibly clear that you can see Kwame Eugene co-write Case with Mr. Drew. Kwame Eugene had a hand in Victory. Okay. And all these things gave him an audience.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So we are moving to
Sarkodie, Team Sark. Team Sark.
Sarkodie. Yes.
Team Sark. Okay. All right.
Hi, my name is Kwame Ato. I go by Eagle-Eye7 on Twitter. So I've been listening to Adam, and he's doing a lot of PR for Stonebwoy. And I don't think my friends from the Beam side would want to talk because he has already done the job for them. Okay? Now, he was talking about CSR and everything, forgetting that Sarkodie did the same thing that Stonebwoy did. Sarkodie played 19 shows outside Ghana last year. He played 11 shows in Ghana. And he played 2 senior high school shows. So if you are purging that one against King Promise, then we have a case to make. Now, let's even forget about those things and go by the category definition. It says that the artist with the highest audience appeal and what popularity the year under review. Now, I have a question for Eden. Which artist was most popular, most talked about in 2023? Sarkodie. Now, if we are, let's say Sarkodie. Now, which conversation? If Nacee released a book and used Sarkodie as a marketing tool, that was the biggest conversation last year in the entertainment industry. So if you are going by popularity, audience appeal, Sarkodie takes it hands down. And I don't really want to go into streams because it's not even captured in the category definition. Okay? Now, if you are looking at those who are nominated, Sarkodie comes with 8 nominations. Nacee has 4. Amrado has 6. Amrado is not in the category. Nacee is captured. Okay, so if you are going per all the category definition, I mean, Sarkodie cuts everybody, but we are just silent because we are doing our thing underground. Right. But Obede will win it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. No. We've run out of time. We've run out of time so we have to go to Beam, then we'll come to K-Pro. Thank you. Wait.
Okay.
We're almost out of time. We're almost out of time.
Wait. Okay. Just calm down. Kim Promise, where are you? Where are the fans? Okay, please speak. We want to hear from you. Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Emmanuel Teremensa, popularly known as Ajita. Okay, so before I even delve into the other matters of the AOT, I would want us to take into consideration the items spelled out in the category definition. Okay. 1, we talk about popularity. 2, we talk about audience appeal. 3, we talk about number of nominations. 4, we talk about a hit single, an EP on an album. Okay, let me take it from the angle of the audience appeal.
Okay.
Cookie, we have quite a number of people seated here, right? Nacee came here. He did his Asida thing and he left. Good. We can assume that people cheered him and they cheered him up. So basically, he has a very wild audience appeal. Right. But then the question is, whatever he did he leave a lasting impression in their minds that will push them further to go on Nacee's catalog, his DSPs, and go and check out other songs of his? Relax. That is the $1 million question when we talk about audience appeal. You see, if you take Kim Promise, under the year in review, he went to Nigeria, Abuja and Lagos as a headliner. He staged great shows there. The numbers were super. At the end of the day, when his streaming numbers on Spotify came, his monthly listeners, the highest was from Nigeria. Telling each and everyone seated here that he going to Nigeria, he actually made a compelling impact. So when you want to measure audience appeal, you just don't measure it from the surface. If we take somebody like Rihanna, halftime show,
Super
Bowl, beautiful. What happened when she performed? There was a massive surge in her numbers. Yes. People just didn't Rihanna. No, they moved further to go and access her catalog, stream her songs. When you're talking about audience appeal, it has a rippling effect. Let's go to Missy Elliott in 2015. When she performed at the Super Bowl, same thing happened there. There was a surge of 1,000% in her streams.
But Kim Promise hasn't performed at the Super Bowl yet.
No, I am coming. I am building my point.
Okay.
Kim, relax. Kim Promise performed in the UK.
Okay.
Kind courtesy of Wizkid at the London Stadium, 62K capacity. At the end of the day, what happened?
You have a minute to go, honey.
Hey, right there. At the end of the day, what happened? Kim Promise, his song, Terminator, appeared on the Afrobeat official charts, the biggest Afrobeat chart in the UK. That takes its source from streams and sales. Terminator appeared and peaked at number 8. And he stayed on the chart for 13 weeks. Perfect Combi appeared on the same chart, peaked at number 9, relax. It's about impact, compelling impact, not about popularity. Perfect Combi appeared on the same chart, peaked at number 9, stayed on the chart for 13 weeks. At the end of 2023, Rolling Stone.
Ajita,
No, you said 1 minute.
I think
you said 1 minute.
Okay, but you're running out of time.
Wrap it up.
If you're being fair, you've gone past your 2 minutes. But wrap up.
You see, in 2023, Afrima, they held their awards. Kim Promise was adjudged the best male artist in West Africa.
Okay.
He competed with a whole Omale, Asake, and AG Baby.
Okay.
Yes, he won it over them.
Right.
Same Kim Promise, DJ Song of the Year, Ghana DJ Awards. He made a compelling impact. Same Kim Promise appeared on Billboard charts, Terminator.
Honey,
and he stayed on for 20 weeks running.
You know your time is up.
And same Kim Promise went to
Thank
Asia.
you.
Fantastic.
Yes, and you see, Kim Promise.
Thank you so much for that. Now, last but certainly not the least, Beam Nation. Guys, at this point, I will ask that we give them the chance to make their point.
Exactly. We need to go.
2 minutes, please make your point, and don't interrupt him so he can do all his points in the time that he needs to. Please go ahead.
All right, before I even talk, greetings to the Beam fraternity and all those watching us.
Yeah, eating into your time.
Yes,
continue.
and I think that the noise will be made, but whilst we are here, we know that empty barrels, they say, make the most noise.
Please go ahead. That was not a fair point for any of the other ones.
Don't
stage
any attack on anyone. Don't stage an attack on anyone, please. Please make sure.
That's not a fair point.
Hold on. Guys, calm down. Make sure that moving forward in your speech, you don't denigrate any fan base, please. Don't denigrate any fan base, please. So just carry on quickly, please.
I think that when we want to talk about impact on Ghana music, Stonebwoy stands tall among all his peers. We can talk about the Fifth Dimension album tour. We can also talk about the stadium, the Beam concert. Look, we had a lot of shows in December last year, but we continuously talk about the Beam concert. Why? Because production-wise, impact-wise, global presence. Look, we brought Jabel to Ghana, we brought Tentik. When they left this country, they did not leave because they just came here to perform. They spoke about the show. In fact, Drift, one of the songs that is making wave online, Drift, TJ, he actually wrote to Stone that he wants to be there next year, which of course is this year, right? That is a global impact we are talking about. Now, I've heard so many school of thought saying that, oh, Stonebwoy gathered a lot of artists at the stadium to do what? That is an impact on its own.
30 seconds.
Because, oh, you are trying to...
No, but it's true.
All right. Yeah, so for what we are saying is that we have made the necessary point. We are not backing like any other person. We are saying that, look, we have done it. Let us not award mediocrity because we think that somebody deserves it. Somebody wants to be there because they want news. Somebody has worked so hard. Let us accord that person that respect. And Stone is that person. And we are here to say that, look, we are the artists of the year. And look at the categories. We have impact on other cats. We are also part of the Afro-pop category. We are not even Afro-pop musicians. We are dancehall artists. 13 good nominations. And you want to tell me we didn't work hard? Who come closer? Nobody.
We didn't get your name, though. We didn't get your name.
My name is Young Barrister.
Young Barrister.
Young Barrister.
Okay.
Tell it, Beam Nation to them.
Wonderful.
All right, thank you all. Thank you, Ninoy, Edem, and DJ Slim for coming today. Thank you, Fan Amis, for representing your various artists today. AJ,
tomorrow we start live with our telecast. Oh, please, guys. We start our telecast live from 6 p.m. with Ladies Circle. We'll go through live on 3FM, which we have been as well doing a simulcast on 3FM 92.7 as well. Then we'll be getting into all the action from 8 p.m. and then we'll start off the red carpet as well. We're excited for all that is to come. So please, from tomorrow, please keep your dial right here on TV3 and as well live on 3FM 92.7. Saying hello to all our listeners who've been tuning in live on radio. And of course, inviting you to join us for the major telecast of TGMAs on TV3.
And well started, please don't forget to follow 3 Entertainment.
Absolutely.
3 Entertainment on all social media platforms. Thank you so much. Ladies Circle at 6 p.m.
So Ladies Circle
tomorrow.
starts at 6 p.m. Then we'll go through with the 3 Entertainment red carpet session, and we'll do our 3FM session as well, all together on the red carpet. And of course, we'll get straight into the live red carpet and as well get into the auditorium for what will be a splendid one. We have about 18, 19 performances.
Yeah.
A big thank you to Ladies in Collection for making me look lovely.
You look
absolutely gorgeous.
You look so beautiful. Lauren Hotz.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, guys. We'll be rocking more fabulous fashion tomorrow live on the red carpet.
All right.
Thank you, Ninoy, Adam Mensah, DJ Slim.
You need
guys
some
are
women,
amazing.
don't you?
And to the
We are
fan
coming
armies.
on board.
So who's winning again? What? Bye, guys.